never made it, but I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world and right on time. Oh, never in my life have I seen the sky light up like this. I'm far away from Earth and I wanna know if you exist. Mission control, do you read me? Send me my coordinates lately. Mission control, am I drifting? Tie me to someone who will love me, yeah. Wait, I think I'll last a bit longer. Fine.
Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Today here on the channel, I want to talk about some NFL head coaches getting fired either during the season or after the regular season. But first, since I have not done it yet this week, I want to say congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines for winning the 2024 National Championship, which of course is for the 2023 college football season. That's always bugged the crap out of me, is you play the season and then the playoffs ain't until January. So when you win it, it's actually the year after when the season actually happened. But they have to give you credit for when the game was played, which was January of the following year, even though the season was the year before. And that just bugs the mess out of me. But congratulations to Michigan. Now, they are the winningest program in college football history. So they do have a rich, storied tradition, but they really, truly only have 2 national championships, and that, of course, was 1997 when they won one when Lloyd Carr was the coach, and, of course, this year was Jim Harbaugh. Now, Michigan will tell you they have 12 national championships, but the NCAA says they have 10 national championships because Michigan has 2, and I believe it was 1932 and 1944 that they take credit for that the NCAA says didn't happen. But I say they have 2 because they played 2 games where the winner was going to be national champion, and they won. I don't count the ones from the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s and all that. And I mentioned that before, talking about Alabama, how they claim almost 30 national championships, and they don't have quite that many. Well, Michigan only has 2. I don't count those old ones because there was no game where if you won, you were national champion. Back in those days, you had one bowl game, and it was the Blue Bonnet Bowl or, whatever. And before that, we didn't have any bowl games. They just played the regular season, and when the regular season was over, everybody would vote on who they thought was the best team in the country. And if you got the most votes, you won the national championship, even though you didn't win the national championship. So they have 2, but they say they have 12, and the NCAA says they have 10. But congratulations to Michigan for winning the national championship. They've pretty much been either number 1 or number 2 all year long. And I think they proved when it mattered and when it counted that they were the best team in the country. Like them or not, it was pretty obvious they were the best team in the country. So congratulations to the Wolverines. And if Jim Harbaugh stays and he keeps getting the kind of talent he's getting now, don't be surprised if they win another one in the next 5 or 6 years. But on to the NFL. Head coaches, of course, during the regular season, we saw the Raiders fired Josh McDaniels, the Panthers fired Frank Reich, and the Chargers fired Brandon Staley. And after the regular season, the New England Patriots parted ways with Bill Belichick. Now, I believe Bill's going to be 73, I think, this spring. But he says he wants to coach again. He doesn't want to retire. The Seahawks fired Pete Carroll. The Titans fired Mike Vrabel. The Commanders fired Ron Rivera. And the Falcons fired Arthur Smith. So we have quite a few vacancies in the NFL right now. We may see another coaching change. I don't know that we will, but I think if the Cowboys or the Eagles, if either one of those teams gets an early playoff exit, we might see a change with one of those two teams. Now, the Cowboys, I don't think so, because personally, I think the Cowboys are going to reach the NFC Championship game, which is something they haven't done in forever. So if they reach the NFC Championship game and they still make a change, they're crazy. But I don't think they would. But I do, by some chance, think if they get beat in the wild card weekend or they get beat next weekend, you might see a coaching change. And if the Eagles lose Monday night to the Bucks, I think you'll see a coaching change there. The Eagles are by far the better team, but the Eagles started out 10-1 this year and finished 1-5. And not only did the wheels fall off, if you read some of the articles about the Eagles or listen to the coaches' interviews, they sound like a franchise that has absolutely no clue what they're doing and how to fix it. And when things get like that, you have no choice but to make a coaching change. But they just seem clueless, and I don't know what happened, but it seems like ever since they lost to the 49ers, that team has just consistently gotten worse every week. Their offense runs the same 4 or 5 plays over and over and over again. It looks like a middle school team out there. There's just no creativity, no imagination, nothing. It's the same 4 or 5 formations, the same 4 or 5 plays. And everything they're doing is backfiring and getting worse instead of better. So if the Eagles lose Monday night, I think you'll see Nick Sirianni get fired. But if they win Monday night and go to round 2 of the playoffs, I'm not sure. But if the Cowboys lose this weekend, you'll probably see a coaching change there. We've already got quite a few coaching changes in the NFL, but this is an every year thing. Almost every year, the first Monday after the regular season, they call that Black Monday because you see so many coaches get fired. You really didn't see a lot of coaches get fired on Black Monday this year, though, because I mentioned the 3 guys that got fired during the regular season. And then after the season ended, the Titans waited forever to fire Mike Vrabel, and the Patriots just fired Bill Belichick a couple of days ago. So we've seen about the same amount of coaching changes we see every year. They just didn't happen right after the season. The teams waited a couple of days or a week to make the move. So in the coming days and weeks, we'll have to come on here and do a video about which coach is now coaching what team. But in the meantime, enjoy the rest of the playoffs. They're calling this Super Wild Card Weekend. I think there's 2 games today, 3 games tomorrow, and then, as I mentioned, the Eagles and Bucks coming up on Monday night. Any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. Homes for Our Troops is a publicly funded 501c nonprofit organization that builds and donates specially adapted custom homes nationwide for severely injured post 9/11 veterans. Since the 2004 inception, nearly 90 cents of every dollar spent has gone directly to our program services for veterans. Visit at hfotusa.org. Now, today's dad joke is kind of a did you know, strange, odd fact. But why is it that your fingers have fingertips, but your toes don't? Yet, you can tiptoe, but not tip finger. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.